Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tech Help for Me info session. Just letting folks into the meeting room. Also launching a little poll here. It just helps us know how you heard about this meeting. So if you don't mind filling that out, that'll help us know where to share the information. Hi, Ed. All right. People are still showing up, which is great. So I'll just give it another minute while we wait for that to happen. So I'm going to start doing some screen sharing. All right, great to see so many people joining us. I will get started. My name is Jessica Perez. I am the Senior Manager for Digital Opportunity at Maine Connectivity Authority. If you don't know Maine Connectivity Authority, we're the state quasi-state agency responsible for ensuring that everyone who wants to get connected to high-speed internet in Maine can do that, and that they're able to use that connection that they have. So Tech Help for Me is a project of ours, and this session is designed to just walk people through it. It's designed for folks who may not be familiar with it and who might have a listing on there. And so you want to know kind of how your organization is represented on there. And for folks who also work with individuals or other staff who might be able to show this tool to your community members who might be interested in using it. All right, I'm gonna leave this poll open for anyone who joins us late, and I'm gonna get started. So what you're seeing here is the landing page for Tech Help for Me, but I'm actually gonna backtrack because what you see here is this kind of funky looking address, but when you actually get started, you just put in techhelpforme.org and it redirects to that page. So sometimes when folks see redirect, they're not sure if that's a little funny. So just want to let you folks know that that is a normal thing that happens with our tool here because it's based in MCA's chart resource. And it opens with a little description of what Tech Help for Me is. So as you see there, it's a directory of resources in Maine that help people use the internet. And it includes ways to find public Wi-Fi, public computers, low-cost computers, digital skills classes, tech help, video call rooms, financial assistance, and more. So when someone arrives to this tool, you get prompted with this little window. You can always click Don't Show Again if you don't want to see that again. And then you can get started. There's also translations and a how-to guide, which you could start with. I'm going to take us directly here, but I will show how the translations and how-to guide work. Before we keep going, also just want to say this is a quick 30-minute overview. Appreciate your time, want to be respectful of it. So I'll take about 20 to 25 minutes and then just open it up for any questions that folks have. Okay, so we'll hit get started here. And this is the page that you see. So I want to also bring attention to the fact that this is the desktop version. There is a mobile version. It looks a little different, but we're going to start here with the desktop version. So there's kind of three columns here. So the first you'll see here has some like search functionality in it. This second column is the list of the organizations that offer digital opportunity programs, offerings, such as the ones listed here. And then this here is our map. And every dot represents an organization that provides one of these services. So most folks, I think, want to immediately look for their local area to find resources where they live or where they happen to be that day. So one of the kind of quickest ways to do that is to come over here to where it says search town, city or town, and type in where you are looking. So if you wanted to look for resource in Brunswick, Maine, you would click Brunswick. It's going to make you click. Oh, it did make me click twice. Good. So it zooms into Brunswick. What you will notice is that it zooms in pretty far into the area. So you will likely find yourself zooming out a little bit and you can adjust as needed. But this is going to show you, these are the places that have resources in the Brunswick area. And so you could click on a dot and it'll pop up with more details. And I will spend some time going through these details, but to show you that you can find them here. And then you can also see on this list that it adjusts based on what's in the map. So you're no longer seeing every resource in Maine. You're just going to see what's on this map. And if you prefer to look at it this way, it's an easy way to come here and go through these and go, oh, you know, Freeport Community Library, that's what I'm interested in. And then you can click here for more information, which we will delve into. If you don't want to search by typing in here, you can also just move around in the map, zoom in and zoom out. You know, you're interested in Augusta, or you just kind of want to navigate it that way. That works just fine. Again, keeping in mind that the map view will match the list. And if you want to pull out into the whole view, you just hit home, and that kind of takes you back to the full list as well as the whole state of Maine. I also feel free to jump in, raise your hand, come off mic if you have a question along the way. Any questions at this point? Okay. So this column allows you to filter, right? So if you're, instead of maybe you're really focused on your area, you're actually really coming in here because you want to find where you can locate a tech class or public Wi-Fi. You can come here and you can select that way. And that's, you know, you can see the dots change based on what you select. So that's another way to get an understanding of what is available. You can click multiple at the same time. Of course, if you start to click a lot of them, your options may become limited. So you can kind of play with it and see what works. You do have to unselect anything that you select from this column. So it's important to keep that in mind. And sometimes I know, like from playing with it, you can kind of forget if you've selected something or not. So you can double check. Or sometimes I just refresh the page so that it'll reset. That's sometimes pretty easy too. Now, say you want to find a specific organization by name, you can also come here and type in her presence. And then it's going to show me that resource, you know, as long as it's listed in here. And you can search that way as well. Again, you have to clear that so it'll go back to the regular view. This advanced search function does open up. It's kind of closed because it is advanced search. But if you would like to use that, you can search by resources in a county, by population type, by language that the service is available in, by organization type. The key thing to keep in mind here is that you do have to select a geography at the front end, and you can, you know, click multiple. But let's say we click Cumberland here, and then you want to search for an organization that has resources in Lingala, then you can do that. And then you go to this apply button, and it's going to generate resources based on that specifically. And then you have to hit cancel or, you know, refresh so that things will go back to normal. So that's how you can search for resources. I will now show you how you can, or the details of information that are in the resources. So you can click on it here, or you can click on it, like I said, through one of these boxes. The cleanest view is from this side, just because this is a little small. But let's check out what Albert Church Brown Memorial Library has. So you click on info. That's going to change this to show the information rather than the map. And if you want to toggle between the two, you can toggle up here. But for now, we want to see the information about this resource. To see the information about it, you click on that info button. It's going to give you this contact type information at the top. And then it's going to give you some details about the services that they have. And these services have all been submitted by the organization saying what it is that they offer. So every one of them is going to look different. But in the case of this one, they have public computers. It tells you what kinds of public computers they have. Tells you that you can get tech help, which is known as a digital navigator, as someone who provides tech assistance, that it's free and that they provide help on using your computer. This organization also has tech classes. They're in person, they're free. They have public Wi-Fi during limited hours, and it's free. If you're really excited about this particular resource, or perhaps someone is using a computer like at a library and wants to print out this information to take home with them, you also have the option to print resource, and it will load up a printable version of the information. And then you hit print again, and it kind of takes you to your print function. So this goes back, it does take us back to the home page. But that's how you can see the details of the organization. So, and again, I referenced the toggle thing, so let me show you. You do this, it kind of goes back and forth that way. All right, let me look at my list and see what I've forgotten to share with you. Okay, I want to go next to languages. So this tool has been designed to be accessible in various different ways. So it's designed to be used with a screen reader. You'll notice we avoid jargon as much as possible. And the other thing is we try to make it accessible to folks who speak lots of languages. You cannot get it fully translated. So sorry, let me stop navigating and talking at the same time. It's not a full translation system, but rather icon system combined with translation. So you'll notice that we have lots of icons. So I'm going to show you how that works. So you have this hamburger menu on the top right corner. If you open it up, you can go to multilingual services. And then this is going to provide essentially a legend of what all the icons mean. So, public Wi-Fi comes with this symbol, public computer comes with this symbol, for your low-cost computer, and so on and so forth. And you can look at this legend in several different languages. So you can go over to French. It's going to give you a description of what Tech Help for Me is. And it's going to tell you what each of these symbols mean. And so on and so forth, right? So this is kind of the starting point for someone who doesn't speak English to understand how to navigate the tool. And then they need to take what they have learned here and go back to the main page and use it to navigate. So, if they're looking for public Wi-Fi, they can see that this is the symbol to look for. You go back to the main page by going to Tech Help for Me. And then, this little Wi-Fi symbol is here at the top. So they can search based on that. And when you go to an organization's information, you see the icons here as well as here. These icons are kind of universal icons to help people understand what this information is, as well as these symbols to help see, okay, this resource has public Wi-Fi. If this organization provided services in other languages, it would also say here. Let me find one that does. I believe In Her Presence does. So it says languages at the top, and someone could see, okay, these are the languages that services are provided. So it's not perfect. We weren't able to, get the whole thing translated in 100%, but it does allow someone to navigate this tool by using that legend. Next, I want to go to how to use this app. So I'm giving this tour right now, but we know that many folks who need access to a resource like Tech Hub for Me are not that savvy or comfortable using a computer or using a new tool. So we've provided resources to try to make that easier, particularly for a tool that has functionality that includes maps and filtering and such. So there's lots of different ways here for people to learn how to use the tool. First, there's this document that someone can download. They can print it out. It has images in it step by step. And so the nice thing is for someone who likes to print something out, look at it, turn the page, or having the screen open, they can do that. Let's get this toolkit for a second and these forms. There's also a walkthrough of the desktop tool. So much like I'm doing now, but it's a recording that is there and available. Someone could watch that. I talked to lots of folks when we were making this tool to ask what would be useful. Many of our older adults who might not feel super computer savvy, but still they would say, I look up YouTube to see how to do a thing. And so this is the same idea. Give them a video that walks you through how to use the tool. And there's a desktop and a mobile walkthrough. So these are available for reference at any time for someone who wants to know how to use the tool. You'll also see that there's these forms. These forms are, the feedback survey is a short survey to let us know how the tool is working for folks, because this is a relatively new program and it is useful for us to know what people's experience is with it. Share a resource is if you're an organization that wants your resources listed in this directory, you fill out that form and then we review it and we add you to the listings. And report a problem is, very simple, right? It's like the website's not working or this listing has something in it that I know to be incorrect. And that lets us know to address that issue. If you're an organization that already has a listing on here, you're welcome to use those forms. You can also reach out to me directly and I can update your listing, or I can give you a unique link to your listing so that you can edit it directly. This toolkit also is a resource for organizations that want to promote this tool to their communities. So it gives you some content that you can use to share with your communities that this resource is available. Go back over here. Okay, let me see if I can show you the mobile version. I forgot to set that up in advance, so I want to see if I can get it to cooperate with me on the fly. Bear with me, I need to change the settings here. Okay. So, forgive me, this doesn't look quite as pretty, but when you're on a mobile device and you go to Tech Help for Me, this is what it opens up to. It opens up to a map. You don't see all those other tools. It was too much to fit on a mobile device to have, all the filtering, the full listing. And in our testing, we saw that the primary thing people were looking for was to find resources where they live. So it takes you straight to the map. And the map, you can do the same thing that we were doing on the desktop version. You would use your fingers to zoom in and zoom out. You would also be able to search by a town. And it's going to do the same thing it did before. Always helpful to zoom out a little bit. If you want more information, you can go to this info button and it's going to give you the how-to guide. There's also, let's see, there's a little menu here that allows you to pull up listings as well. So you can find the listings, but it's not going to show up in the first page as you would see in the desktop version. So this allows people to find the same information on a mobile device, which is great because some folks only have a mobile device, or that's, what's most convenient to them. But we would say that if someone wants to do more in-depth search, the desktop version, as you saw earlier, is an easier way to do that. So that's just a little comparison, and you can always open it up on your phone to see how that looks versus your desktop. Okay, that covers everything I wanted to share. So I will see if there's any questions. I'm going to end this poll. Tina. Tina, go ahead with your question.
Mobile device?
Can you say that again?
Does the elements part of the screen show up on the mobile device or just the map?
Just the map. Sorry, the elements is the tool that lets me switch to the mobile view on a desktop.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's good clarification. Elements would be confusing. Any other questions? Well, I hope this has been helpful to everyone. Please reach out if you need anything. We are excited to have more folks know about this tool and using it. So appreciate your time. Take care. Bye.